start it. And it's on. Okay, fine. We're tested. We're on. Okay, welcome to Jewish Meditation. And I know some of you probably have a background in Jewish meditation, right? Meditation. We're going to try to make this Jewish meditation. But I might mix something in, okay? A few things. You know, I had to go back into this book, which probably I haven't picked up since 1985 when it came out, Jewish Meditation by Aryeh Kaplan. He also has another book called Meditation and Kabbalah. He also has a book that he wrote called Meditation and the Bible. Because everybody wants to know, well, what's the deal here? Okay? I'm not going to talk much because I really want to make this more of a experiential class. Okay? So, but we just have to start with just a few things. Okay, and whenever I'm going to distinguish between what the outside, what we call the non-Jewish meditation techniques versus the Jewish meditation techniques. Okay, but the one thing was very clear to me that hit me like really a solid wall. I've been asking for a long time. I stop actually in the middle of my silent prayer. When I stand before God and I say, God of my forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I stop right then and there and I ask the big questions that it brings down in Tana de Beliyahu. I urge everybody to do the same. What were the deeds of my forefathers? What were they doing that they got such a deep, rich, close connection to infinity? What did they do? That's question number one. And you got to sit with it. And the answer might not come. But you just got to ask the question because our minds are like computers. When you ask a question, an answer comes. Okay? What did they do? What were their thoughts? What were their aspirations? What was their feelings? What did they do? Because God said to Abraham, he says, you know, you and your seed are it forever. Okay? And it went into the genes, okay, the Abraham gene, okay? There is such a thing as the Abraham gene, okay? And Yitzchak and Yaakov. And then the second question is, when will my deeds reach their deeds? When will my thoughts reach those kind of thoughts? Not that it will ever reach it. As a matter of fact, I've been told by my rabbis, you can get as close, but you're never really going to get there. But we have to get as close as we can, okay? And so finally an answer came. I get answers, thank God. And one of the great answers was, they meditated. Would you believe it? You wouldn't think it. You think they were just watching sheep all day. Or dealing with some Gentile governor, you know, who's filling up his wells and making a peace treaty here. You know, talks over here with the person, and, you know. So the idea really is they meditated. It was solid in their lives. And there's many of the languages that have indicated it in many words, and our Rabbi Kaplan brings it down, that they were doing it. And of course, all the way down the line, everybody was involved in this. Now, unfortunately, as we see right now, right today, this is not in the main Jewish practice, for the main part, right? Faded out. Rabbi Kaplan wrote this book around 30-something years ago, in 1985, right? And he said 150 years it got faded out. 150 years Jewish meditation got faded out, right?
So, 150 years before now.
My phone broke. Oh, it's still going. Oh, I don't know how to do this. How do we
put this chair behind it to prop it up?
Yeah, I don't know what makes this thing stick. I think we got it. Okay, good. Let's hope it'll hold. All right. Sorry, you have a question?
You said how many years? 150?
150. He said 150. So we're 30 years now ahead of time. It's been 180 years.
So it's years before now.
Ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 180 years ago. Okay? The chain of tradition of meditation faded out of mainstream Jewish practice. Okay?
Thank you.
It was always passed down through the mystics, and, you know, all of the prophets. They had schools. They had multi-schools, you know. They had millions of prophets. Prophet schools, right? right? You have prophet schools all over, and they had prophets all over the place. And, pick a prophet. You got the corner of West Belfort and Fondren. You got a prophet there. Okay, not actually. So in any case, and then of course what happened basically with Shabtai Tzvi, they were like, seriously, the mainstream rabbis tried to fade away from anything Kabbalah. And then the Baal Shem Tov came, right? I don't know, about 50 years later, and he brought it back in a way, okay? But still after him, it faded out again. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, the recent Lubavitcher Rebbe, when he finally, inherited the dynasty, whatever you call it, right? He inherited a room, a huge closet full of books, all on meditation. He put them in Geniza, okay?
What?
He put them in what's called Geniza,
Oh, he put it on.
because he wanted to guide the people to do another campaign. And he was very successful at it. Look what he's done. You can get a Passover Seder in Bangladesh if you wanted to, right? If you could be in the far corners of the earth and need a Passover Seder, you'll get it, most likely, okay? So he did what he needed to do, and that was the judgment of the time. The idea really was, we've had it. And now, for some weird reason, as we experience Headspace, right? The app called Headspace, and many other places, Jewish meditation is coming, not meditation is coming back, okay? We're going to practice Jewish meditation because it's deeper, okay? They might have some ideas in terms of what they're trying to do or what they're trying to accomplish. We are on a different track, okay, as we're going to discover, okay? And the main thing is actually, because we're in such a turbulent world, it's no wonder why meditation is coming back. We're bombarded so much. We need time. We need quiet time, okay? Especially me. That's why I'm here, okay? Need some quiet time, okay? And what does the quiet time give us? Because the Avos, the forefathers, they had quiet time, okay? So the first thing is, of course, that Judaism practices, which is what we call the development of sensitivity, okay? And that is to be aware. We have to start to be aware, okay? And the idea really is, of course, that we know we only operate somewhat. How much of our brains?
20%.
Is that what the recent Google stats?
It might be less.
I've heard 4, I've heard 14, I've heard somewhere, it's under 20 for sure.
It's under 20.
And so it always bothered me, if we are only operating, this brain is so massive and it has so much potential, and we're only using this much percent, well, how do we get more? How do we utilize more? And the key is really, believe it or not, meditation. People don't know this, okay? I don't know, maybe it's coming out more. But that enables us to access what we'll call in the subconscious, because the subconscious has it all, okay? But in order to access the subconscious mind, you have to quiet down the conscious mind and then start to listen and start to feel, and on a sensitive way, okay? So for that, we're going to start, okay? Because we want to just do this, okay? Let's just do this, okay? First, the way we do Jewish meditation is we don't lie down on our backs. I don't know if some do. Even it was recommended to me. Yes, some places do. Okay, listen, everybody does what they do. I know in yoga, which I did do some yoga once, after you do this unbelievable workout, which, I didn't last much, but they have what's called the dead man position. Well, I love that one, because then you're just lying there, because basically, you're dead. Okay. So in any case, we in Judaism, it's not our yoga, okay? At least if you're going to say the Shema, meditate on the Shema. If you're in bed, you want to meditate on the Shema, you have to go on your side, totally. Right side, left side. You should not say the Shema facing up, kind of brazen. Okay? That's the halacha. That's the law, Jewish law. But for the most part, as Rabbi Kaplan recommends, we sit in a chair. And it's not such an old thing. We've been sitting in a chair for a long time, right? I wonder when the first chair was invented, okay? who was it? Okay, so
king on
we
the
usually
throne.
what?
A king on the throne. That was
Oh, maybe somebody earlier, like Adam or Rishon, maybe Cain, maybe his son, okay, or descendants of Cain. They were great inventors. In any case, they came up with something. And anyway, so what we do is we sit in our chair, our back straight. We could put our hands on the table or usually on our thighs like this. And what we're going to do is we start, okay, as we're going to start by focusing on our breathing. We try not to have our legs crossed, okay, that's going to block some flow. Just to sit like this, right? And now how do we breathe? I'm going to bring this from what we got from the other sources, not the holy sources. There are certain sources of breathing which we will go through in a few minutes. But the first way that we're going to try to practice breathing is through the nose. That is actually Jewish, okay? And I'll share with you sources. We breathe in through the nose, but we don't breathe up. We breathe in, okay? And then we breathe out through the mouth. So we breathe, and we have to breathe from the diaphragm also. Very important, not here. And they have all kinds of scientific research. When you breathe from here, it affects certain things in terms of your nervous system. It shuts down this nervous system and puts into play another nervous system, right? So, because this is more like the fight or flight nervous system when you're freaking out. You breathe from here. Here is more like the grounded, okay? So we breathe from a diaphragm. You can even put your hand here if you want to just start to feel. Okay, and just take a deep breath. Something we're probably not really used to. Okay, everybody try. Now, as you're breathing in, feel the air as it goes through your nostrils, filling up your diaphragm. And as you breathe out, try to be aware of the feeling. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it tingling? Just be aware of it. Also be aware and listen. Pay attention with your ears. Let your awareness only focus on your breathing. All outside noises, it's okay if you get a little distracted. Just do your best to just try to bring your focus back to your breathing and to just be aware of your breathing. We're going to try like 5 more of these. Okay, if your eyes were closed, you can open them. Okay, now since we're deep breathing it a little deeply, we're definitely more relaxed now, right? Why is the nose important? Okay? I don't know what the other people say. But as we learned this morning, when God breathed into Adam, his neshama, he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Our noses are our gate. Okay? There's 2 gates to try to reach the subconscious. One is our breathing, because your breathing is automatic. If you're not thinking about it, you'll always be breathing. But instantly, when you want to, you can put your conscious attention on the breathing and choose any way which you want to breathe. So through breathing, actually, then we open up the channels to our subconscious mind. That's one way. And then the breathing, of course, the word breathing, right, is neshima. And the word of soul also means neshama. Now, something that I did mention a little bit today, that the idea or the concept, as amazing as it is, of meditation, is really, like I say, I don't know what those guys are doing, okay? We have 5 levels of soul. 5 levels of soul. Going from the lowest is nefesh, that's level 1. Level 2 is ruach. Level 3 is neshama. Level 4 is called chaya. And level 5 is called yechida. So nefesh means literally resting. Ruach means wind. Neshama means breath. Chaya means life. And then there's yechida, which means unique. The idea really of meditating is to experience our level of soul in the area of being unique, our uniqueness. What is my unique abilities? And what is my unique connection to God? Since I am an individual creation right here and now, therefore there is something unique in terms of my relationship to God and my abilities. So through the breath and the breathing of the nostrils, wild as it is, part of the meditation when we breathe is you have to imagine that you are Adam, and at this very moment, God is breathing his neshama into you. From his own essence, he breathes into us. Okay? That's what we call a neshima or a neshama. Okay? The highest level. Now, so we have basically a concept of breathing, but I wanted to bring something from the Holy Masters. And one of the Holy Masters that he brings down from the Holy Books is from Avraham Abulafia. Avraham Abulafia lived in the 1200s. He was a Kabbalist also, very much dedicated to meditation, okay? Called ecstatic meditation, or some people translate it, okay? Wild forms of permutations of letters, but also he had actual breathing techniques in it, okay? So now that we're aware of level 1 breathing technique, okay, we're going to do another one, okay? This is an interesting one here, oddly enough. Oh, the thoughts. Thank you for reminding me, okay? Our thoughts, the images that we have in our mind, okay? The images we have in our mind, right? Okay. Oh, here it is. All right. Interestingly enough, first let's talk about the word air in Hebrew. Air is spelled, should I do this, guys? Should I erase what's behind me? Should I reach for a pen? Okay. Oh, right in front of me. Thank you. I need the, okay. No, we're good. Okay. The word is called avir. Avir. In English, okay? If I would transliterate it. Avir. Avir means air. Okay? Avir, okay, interestingly enough, if you take this word, right? If you take 3 letters, this is an aleph, a vav, and a resh. I'm going to do this in Hebrew, okay, is the word or. Or means light, okay? And only when you add the yud, right, which is like the complete system, we'll call it the partsuf, right? Because you're the yud, right? So the way to do this here really is that you sit, okay, like we usually do, okay? And now you're going to imagine, you're going to now breathe, but you're going to breathe in. You're going to imagine a glowing white hue in front of you, okay? All around you, you're surrounded, and in front of you is a glowing white hue. And you're going to, this is like or, okay? And when you breathe in, you're going to breathe in this pure light. A white hue. It's luminous, pure, and clean.
Luminous, pure.
Okay? This is the or, the light that is contained in the avir. So you're going to breathe in, and you're going to feel, you're going to picture this white light coming in through your nostrils and permeating your entire being. Okay? As you breathe in, it purifies all of your entire being. And as you breathe out, all of the negativity leaves you. And as you're practicing this, pay attention to my voice. I want you now to focus on your feet. I want you to focus on your feet. You can even wiggle your toes just to make sure you're feeling. And I want you to move your awareness to your feet. And the only thing that you're aware of is your feet, the feeling in your feet. Feel any skin, the shoe hugging your feet, any of the bones, tendons. Feel if there's any tension there, and relax it. And now move your awareness up to your ankles, your shins, and just feel, just try to move, have your awareness just on that area of your body. And feel if there's any tension there. And relax it, allowing it to feel very heavy, almost sinking into the ground, feeling so relaxed and so heavy. And now move your awareness to your knees, and try to keep your breathing consistent. Feel if any feelings there. Feel if there's any tension. If there's any tension, just allow it to relax. And if you can't allow it to relax, it's okay, move on. Allow your knees to feel heavy. Now, feel the feelings in your thighs, the pressure on the chair. And feel if there's any tension there. And relax it, allowing it to feel heavy. Sometimes we allow the part of the body that might be tense to be an extension of our lungs, and as we breathe in, the air will permeate even to that place, and you breathe out any negativity, or any tension, allowing the place to feel totally heavy. And now move your awareness now to your hips. And feel the feelings. Your awareness is only focused on the hips, the bones, the muscles, the blood flow, tendons, everything that's there. Just allow your awareness to only be filled with the feeling in your hips. Feel if there's any tension there, and relax it. So now you're feeling everything from your waist down is completely and totally relaxed. And now move your awareness to the small of your back, the lower part of your back. Feel the pressure behind the chair, bones, muscles. And relax it. Moving your awareness now to the middle part of the back. And relax it. Moving your awareness to your upper back. Feeling if there's any tension there. The bones, the muscles. Allowing it just to sink. Feeling heavy. You can breathe into it as if it is an extension of your lungs. That it expands. And as you breathe out all the tension, leaving the place feeling very heavy, very relaxed. And now move your awareness to your stomach. Feel if there's any tension there around your stomach. And try to relax it. And if you can't relax it, it's okay, just move on. Now, extend your awareness now to your chest. Feel if there's any tension there. And relax it, allowing it to feel heavy and relaxed. Now, let your awareness now move to your hands, your fingers. You can wiggle your fingers. Just to feel it. Let your awareness focus on the feeling. Feel if there's any tension and relax it. And your wrists, allowing your wrist to relax. Your forearms, totally relaxed. Your elbows, your upper arms. Allowing it all to feel completely and totally relaxed. And now let your awareness move to your shoulders. Feel if there's any tension in your shoulders. And relax it, allowing it to feel heavy. Now let your awareness go to your neck, the back of your neck, and feel if there's any tension there, and relax it. Now the front of your neck, feel if there's any tension there and relax it. Now move to your face. Let your awareness only focus on your face. Feel the feelings, how your face feels. Any tension in your jaw, your cheekbones. Just breathe into it. As you breathe out, all the tension leaves. And it's relaxed. And now the muscles around your eyes. Just allowing the muscles around your eyes to relax. And now the rest of your head, from your forehead all the way up, around, Now take a deep breath. And now go over your body if there's any places where tension where you missed, where you couldn't get 100% the first time. And allow them now to become even more relaxed than before. And now keep your breathing, and now just be aware of your breathing. And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Just try to bring it back. To just be aware of the feeling of your breath, the sound of your breath. And I want you to start to get a sense of this white luminescent light that we now breathe in, that permeates our entire being, every molecule of ourselves. As we breathe in the white hue of called avir, or the light that is in the air. And it's okay if any places in your body tenses up again. Just go back and try to relax it as best as possible. Try to focus on your breathing. We're going to do 3 more breaths. Being aware of your breathing. Okay, you can open your eyes.
Do you see white gold?
That's your experience. That's good for you. Okay. If whatever you see, anything else, and we'll get to that. Everybody's experience is going to be different. Okay. It's called getting in touch with our yechida, our uniqueness, and our unique connection. Okay. So that actually comes from Avram Abulafia. Okay. The actually relaxing your body actually comes as generic, okay? But the idea really is to focus on breathing and to make it to be the or the avir, and to extract the light from the air, okay? Now we're going to do this meditation, which is basically the first real Jewish meditation, okay? The idea really is to start to be aware of our body, start to be aware of our breathing, and then, of course, to be aware of the thoughts that come in and the images that come into our minds. Okay? So another level, okay? Might be too much. I'm going to do things more direct, okay? But we'll get into all of those. What you have before you is what we call the Shiviti, okay? The Shiviti means, Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. Really, we're just going to focus on the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton, as we call this, the name of Hashem. We're not allowed to pronounce these letters. But you can pronounce the letters, the names of the letters, in your mind. Okay? And the goal is here, if something gets too heavy, okay, it's okay. Just don't worry. Step out. It's okay to check out. Meaning check out, meaning you wake yourself up and you don't have to go any further. Okay? Because sometimes I share this with people and I get emails. Okay. I did this at night, Rabbi. It freaked me out. The letters were coming alive and talking to me. Okay? So it happens. It happens. Okay? Now I didn't write, I was going to write just before, but actually here underneath where it says, you see the big Hebrew letters there, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Okay, it says, please be careful not to pronounce the letters. This is going to open up the channels here. It's going to open up a lot of things. Okay?
But Rabbi, you just pronounced them.
Yud Kei Vav Kei? I said K.
Okay. Oh.
I say K instead of the letter Hey. Yeah. Okay? Whoa. Okay. So this meditation is the Yud Kei Vav Kei. And as we say, we're not allowed to pronounce this as it is written. Okay? We don't even pronounce the letters in succinct order without some kind of interruption or separation. But you're allowed to think the letters inside. You're allowed to allow the energy, the sound of the letter reverberate, resonate in your entire being. Okay? So the names of the letters are Yud. That's the name one. You might want to write above it because I was going to do that, but I forgot. So that just you know what the letter is called. So in other words, when I breathe in the Yud, right? I'm going to picture the Yud as much as I can. And you can look at it here. You can picture it actually. If you can't picture the letter in your mind's eye with your eyes closed, you can actually look at the letter. And as you breathe in through your nose, you picture the letter coming right into you. And then you go, you say what the letter is, Yud, inside your mind. And then you allow that to permeate your entire being. And then you breathe out the letter Hey. See, two letters are masculine of the Yud Kei Vav Kei, Yud and Vav, and two letters are feminine, and the two Heys are feminine. So there's many techniques on how to do this, okay? This is just one of them. And of course, there's many variations. You breathe in Yud. You breathe out Hey. You breathe in Vav. Or actually, most of the ancients actually don't call it a Vav, okay? It's really a W sound. Wa, okay? And then you breathe out the Hey. Don't ignore that little name of God, the Adonut name in the middle of the Hey. That's for later, okay? So what I say here, inhale on the first letter Yud, then exhale on the next letter Hey. Then you inhale on Vav, exhale on the last letter Hey. Okay? And you repeat this procedure 10, or you could do it 26 times. Okay? Not that it's important how many times you do it. Okay? And now the idea really is to be aware of, as you do this, okay, of any colors, symbols, images, or feelings that might come through with each particular letter. Okay? Let's practice it. Let's just not.
You're supposed to, like you said with the first one, after when you're inhaling, you're supposed to say it in your mind. So when you're
Yes.
exhaling the Hey, do you say?
Yes, you say the Hey in your mind.
Okay, so in between each one, as you're doing it, or as you finish.
Yes, you can hear the Yud being resounded in your entire being, echoing throughout your entire entity. Okay? And then the same thing by the letter Hey, and the same thing by Vav and Hey. Okay? So let's just try this right now. Okay? As we're already relaxed, thank God. Okay? So now we can now picture, if you want to, you can look at the letter, or you could just picture the letter. And if you really can, in advanced levels, they try to picture all 4 letters in their mind's eye, all at once. Okay, might be another level, but some people do that, and I usually do that. If you can do that, it would be great. But even if you could just do one letter at a time. And so, once again, always focus on the breathing. By the way, the breathing, besides we say it's the one thing that, of course, it separates between your conscious to your subconscious, because you're breathing all the time, and anytime you want to, you could just harness your breathing. Of all the senses that we have, our hearing, right, our sight, our sense of taste and touch, they were all tainted at the Garden of Eden. There's only one sense which was not, and that is smell, the sense of smell. Okay? So this is why it is a gateway to the neshama. Okay? I would have brought some nice smelly little Sephardic plants, but I was at a different place today. Okay? It's Sunday. Okay? Okay, let's focus on our breathing and try to picture just the letter Yud in your mind's eye. And as you picture the letter Yud, okay, just picture the letter Yud. Breathe in. And allow that sound of Yud to penetrate all the fibers of your being. And then you breathe out a Hey. And you picture the Hey in your mind's eye. And then you breathe in a Vav. And you feel it coming through your nostrils and permeating your entire being. And the sound reverberates in all of the molecules of yourself with the letter Vav. And you keep your breathing. And now the last letter, Hey. And you feel the letter Hey. Even as the breath leaves your body, the letter Hey is always permeating and coming from the place of your entire body. And now you try it again. And Hey. Trying to allow your body once again, if any place gets tense, try to relax it and let your awareness only go to the Yud K Vav K. Breathe in. Try to notice, how does it feel? Any colors, symbols, pictures, images in your mind come up? Notice them, but just keep breathing. Now, as you're breathing, try to picture all 4 letters in your mind's eye as clearly as you possibly can. Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey. now as you move to in the area of picturing those letters, or you can look at them at the page. Now in one breath, try to breathe in all 4 of the letters. That means as you're saying it, you're saying the letters in your mind as you're taking one deep breath. Take 3 more breaths. As you picture the Yud K Vav K in front of you, notice any colors, any letters are clearer than the other ones. Do they do anything? If your awareness goes away and strays, it's okay, just bring it back to focus on your breathing and focusing on the letters as best as you can. You can open your eyes. Anybody see any colors, any letters that were not clear? Jane, you already mentioned your letters were dancing. Yeah. Yeah.
At first not, but then towards the end they began to be this luminous blue.
Luminous blue. Amazing. Great. All of them or just some of the letters? All of them. Okay. Anybody else want to share? Pictures? Nothing? Comments? Feelings? If it's a bad memory, it's good. It's a good thing if it's a bad memory. What?
There's some purple.
Purple. Awesome. Yeah.
I saw blue, but it looked like there was a streak of lightning coming through it.
Amazing. Okay. Okay. So its colors are definitely indicative of, let's say, actually they use this as a technique where a person needs to work on, mostly. So, or also it could be a technique of where their neshama comes from. If you do this meditation and you get a blue, lightning, white, purple, that's from the world of Bria, okay? It's a connection to the world of Bria, which is we're on Asiya, we're down there. Yetzirah and Asiya, which is the world of the throne, okay? Which is really where the souls of the Jewish people come from. People who, let's say, will picture red, that's indicative of the world of Yetzirah, formation. Black, the world of Asiya, this world. And usually when a person were to imagine, those colors would come up. So that means that they'd have to focus on a certain part of the Torah for the completion of their soul. And then, in other words, the path that they should move towards is something that helps them to move towards the path of correction, to advance spiritually. So, like, say, for example, the world of Bria, right? Or Atzilut. As more of it, oddly enough, I wouldn't expect it of you, the esoteric, the more spiritual. Would you believe it? Let's say, as opposed to the red, somebody who would picture it, the letters would come out in red, okay, would be more of the emotional. He has to work on midot, his character. And Asiya has to work more on halacha, okay? So it's just like a small indication, like a guiding force, okay? Almost like here's where what you need to work on for your next step in terms of advancing spiritually.
What if
Okay.
you saw like more than one color? Like,
Awesome.
So like green and yellow.
Okay.
What are the...
Green is also really the same thing. Green and yellow. One second. I think green and yellow is also from Yetzirah. I have to double check. Okay. So the idea really also is, if a person, the best thing to do, okay, as the meditative technique, the last person who really put a solid meditative technique down was the Baal Shem Tov, right, of blessed memory, who basically was able to introduce meditation through the very daily practices of tefillah in the siddur that we do. And the siddur that people usually pray from every day, and we'll get to it, has the real meditative, an unbelievable meditative practice through that. But it definitely involves the letters. And he brings down basically to make the letters to shine. The idea really is, if you could, and work on it. And here you got a whole, well, I don't know, we're going to meet the first Sunday of every month, God willing. If your name is not on here, just write your name, just so that we have. I'll take this off. Just so that we know to contact you, just to make sure we're following up. So put your name. I have all your contact information. I just want to make sure I don't have yours. So make sure you put it in, okay? So now the idea really is to make the letters to shine as bright as you possibly can, one letter at a time, and use your mind's eye to picture the letter shining as bright as you possibly can, brighter than the brightest sun, so bright that you actually dissolve into the word. Okay.
Images of people, grandparents.
Now those are things to work out, and I've had those too, and when those things come, okay, that's for you to like do some introspection on, like why did that come up then, and a lot of times that I know for me and from my limited experience, it's a cleansing. Sometimes a memory needs to get cleansed. And it's part, actually, the very meditation itself is the cleansing. So in other words, it's almost like, a person does detox and the bad stuff comes out. So let's say you might get an image or a memory. So it's just part of the detox process. You know what a detox is? You start eating like, just bean sprouts or something, and all the tobacco that you smoked for all the years, you start coughing it up. In other words, all the stuff that was locked inside of you, all of a sudden starts coming up. Okay? So the meditation itself is a detox. Okay? A cleansing of thoughts. And so therefore you might get memories or images and things like that. You might hold on to them, you might think about them, you might want to write them down and then come back to it later and contemplate it every once in a while. That's why I like a notebook. People should have a little notebook. Actually I need 2 notebooks, one for pick up the laundry and the other one for, whoa, this is an awesome idea, okay? Which I get a lot of times in the middle of davening and I'm like reaching for a pen a lot of times. Like, oh, I got to write that down. Yeah.
I didn't hear the name of the color for absolute.
Oh, that's like what I said about the brightest white. In other words, when you get to there, that's really the place to go. Okay? That's where you completely become absorbed in the brightest light. That's Atzilut. That's what we want to touch. Okay? That's why the Baal Shem Tov's technique was unbelievable. It's like cut to the chase. And I've talked about it a lot with you already. If I would tell you about it now, you're gonna go, no way. Okay? So I won't talk about it now. I'll keep you in shpilkas. Okay? We'll stop now.